It's July, and if you're like me, man, maybe things feel a little bit down right now. Like maybe your sales are down, or maybe your numbers are down, or maybe you stay in your Etsy or website dashboard and you keep refreshing the page to see if the numbers will update or if you made a sale, and everything just feels a little bit too quiet right now. And over time, you begin to think to yourself, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I've messed up. Everyone else just seems to have this figured out. And for some reason, I don't. If you're not there right now, then maybe you have been in the past. And y'all, that little voice in the back of your head, like that feeling, is really hard. And it can be something that honestly crushes your motivation to really lean into the business that you've spent so much time building. Well, what's up, guys? My name's Vic, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're talking a little bit about the business side of things, the thing that we don't talk about all too often on this YouTube channel. And if you're in the Hugh Forge world, then there's a high likelihood that in some way, shape, or form, you're trying to sell prints and make money so that you can support the hobby that you love so much. That's what I do. I make YouTube content and Patreon tutorials and sell at markets. But today, I had a market, and honestly, it wasn't a bad market, but it wasn't a good market. And with where my numbers have been lately, you can look at YouTube views, you can look at Patreon numbers, you can look at how this market did. There's just this general sense of everything on the downward trajectory, and that doesn't feel good. I remember thinking to myself in the car driving back from this market, how am I going to respond? Because for me, whenever I don't feel motivated, I just kind of shut down. And it's easy for me just to say, you know what, I'm done with this. I give up. It's not worth my time. And that's not the case here. We've built something really cool. And I know that this has something for honestly everyone with a 3D printer. So how am I going to respond when things feel hard, when things are down, when the future seems a little shaky? Then I was like, well, everyone feels this. Every business owner has probably hit the moment in their business where it doesn't feel worth kind of continuing on in the business. It feels like it would just be better to pack up shop and to say, you know what, we gave it a good try, but I'm going to go do something a little bit easier. I think we've all felt that. And here's what I had to tell myself on the drive home from this market. Y'all, building a business is hard. Whenever we look at businesses or we see these amazing success stories, it's really easy to focus on how well other people are doing and how poorly you yourself is doing. I think that does us a major disservice because everyone who is doing well will say the same thing, and that it's not always been that way. There's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into the success that we see today and all these people that are around us. Success isn't easy. And building a business is hard. And most businesses, whether you like this truth or not, they fail. When we start with the idea that what we're building and what we're doing is going to be difficult, it should reshape the way that we view the difficult seasons, because difficult seasons feel more normal, and then the crazy up seasons feel more like anomalies. And it's when we begin to expect the graph to always be moving up that when things steady out a little bit, they feel like we're failing. And that's not always the case. And I think that's something that I myself needed to hear, is that this is difficult. And this is not meant to be easy. If you stay there, that can also be pretty discouraging. Oh, great, I chose the thing that's going to be really difficult for me to ever find any success in, and then you just stop. That's not the best feeling either. And so now that I've realized the reality, right? Down seasons, they're kind of to be expected. They're normal. I'm not necessarily doing anything wrong because things have stagnated a little bit. It really makes me begin to think about, okay, well, how do I analyze what's going on? Why did the growth stop? And how do I keep going? And I think this is where I think 3 questions really came to mind. And so hopefully these 3 questions actually help you diagnose what's going on in your own plateaued seasons. So the 3 questions, the first one that I really just had to ask, is it the season? July. It's the middle of the year. We're in summertime, everything's hot, things are expensive, life is hard. And this is typically the season of the year where 3D printing sales specifically decline the most. I think I saw a statistic a while ago that said something like 3D printing businesses make about 95% or 90% of their overall yearly profit in Q4 as we approach the holidays, December. What are customers doing in July? They're on vacation. They're spending a lot of money already. Are they willing to spend a little bit more? Are they taking things a little bit slower? Are they backing off their budget a little bit? You see, about 2/3 of households in America take summer vacations. That's a significant amount of people, and it's a significant amount of money that people are spending in order to enjoy a vacation. I'm taking a vacation soon too. And if you've been doing this for more than a year, then maybe it's helpful to look at yearly trends. Pull up your last summer's sales log. Did you see a similar dip in your sales? Did something similar happen? And if so, what were the dates? Can you begin to track a trend so that next year when things decline a little bit or they plateau out, you can identify it a little bit easier? The second question that I like to ask myself is, did I change something? And I think this is where ownership begins to enter the picture. It's easy to say, well, it's just the time of year. It's just the time of year. No one's going to buy anything because it's the time of year. And that's true. Like, there is some truth to that, but we would miss such a major part of our own self-awareness and also the way that we run a company if we don't ask this question, did you change something? This is the one that I feel like a lot of people skip. And honestly, it's the most fixable of the three, which is odd. Somewhere in the last month or two, did you change something? Did you pivot something? Did you change your marketing? Did you change your print? Did you incorporate a new product? Did you change your emphasis from coasters to bookmarks? Was there a change that you made that may have sparked a bit of a plateau or a bit of a decline? I think for me specifically, I experienced this pretty early on into my Patreon career where I was exclusively making bookmarks. And I was like, well, that's special enough in the HughForge Patreon space for me to be unique. And it garnered a bit of attention. I may have had like 10 or 15 merchant members subscribe to my Patreon, but I realized that if I really wanted to grow, that the market for bookmarks right now just wasn't there. But it just wasn't the overwhelming demand that creators were asking for. And so I began pivoting to more posters. And there was an original dissatisfaction from those 10 to 15 people that were subscribed to me that got used to the bookmarks and bookmarks only. But broadening up to posters over the long term was very beneficial for me. In fact, I think I would have failed if I didn't. So maybe I had to experience a bit of a plateau because I switched to posters and bookmarks so that eventually I could experience a spike. But that came with a lot of self-awareness. I had to do a lot of inward thinking. What will this do? Changes are hard. Sometimes they're necessary, but sometimes they're not. And being aware of the changes that you have made that have impacted your sales is so, so important. So go find a thing that you've changed and analyze it. Take out a journal and literally begin writing down diagnostic questions for yourself. If you were a customer, how would you feel about the change? And then put yourself in different shoes. If you were a customer that made less than $20,000 a year, how would you feel about this change? Put yourself in different socioeconomic brackets. Figure out how people would feel towards changes, and then let that influence the way that you make changes moving forward. Little steps like this can, one, increase your own personal self-awareness for your business, but also, two, really help you see from a perspective of the customer and not just the perspective of the business owner. Your perspective is important, but the perspective of the customer has to exist, because if you don't have a customer, you don't have a brand. Question number 3, is your product getting old? And I think this we've experienced in the 3D printing market before. Always see artist influencers being so upset at the 3D printed slop at different markets. But we've gotten to that point for the fidgets, and we've gotten to the point for the dragons and the flexi creatures. And a lot of that stuff is now just being drop shipped to the United States and to North America, so that people that without any 3D printers are just selling 3D printed things at ridiculously low prices. Is your product getting old? The nice thing is that HughForge is not there yet. And even within HughForge, there are some boutique or specialty options that exist that actually do allow you to be pretty flexible with the things that you create. Like, you can do graduation portraits and pet photos and wedding photography. There's lots of options in the customizable field that will really never get old, because people are always looking for creative, customizable things that they can hold closely because they capture a memory. And that's where you will never run out of things with HughForge. But it is important to note, is this trend just over? And a lot of this requires an immense amount of self-awareness, a degree of self-awareness that a lot of people are uncomfortable having. No, this has always worked, and so we're just going to keep at it. But I think if you really sit down and you wrestle with these 3 questions, right? The 3 questions: is it just the season? Did I change something? And is the product getting old or is it stale? Those 3 questions will help you identify why the plateau is happening, and then it will allow you to adjust as you move forward. Like, you never want to plateau forever. Like, you want to continue growing, but identifying where you're at is the key piece to be able to continue growing into the future. So I don't know, maybe this was just a ramble video. I just felt compelled to make it. I think in some ways it was just some stuff that I needed to hear. Like, I need to go wrestle with these questions and really think through, okay, how can I improve my brand so that this plateau begins to grow? But if you're in that season and you're just like, Vic, I just don't have any motivation. Everything is down. Sales are down, content is down, views are down, ads are down, and it just feels like you are about to give up. Don't give up without asking yourself these questions. You would be doing yourself all of the hard work and all of the time that you've put into your brand and your business a disservice by just quitting because a month or 2 has been stagnant or down. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you want more business advice, if you want to learn how to take your 3D printing business from 0 to profitable, if you want to learn how to make incredible HueForge art pieces and learn how you can monetize this incredible art form of 3D printing, then you should totally check out the link in my description or in my bio. My website, 3dprintsbyvic.com, has a course that walks you through everything. There's so much value packed in to one easy subscription price, and it's definitely something I would have wanted when I first started selling at markets myself. So I hope to see you over there. Huge shout out to all my patrons, all my YouTube members. I would not be here if it weren't for you guys. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I'm so genuinely appreciative, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, y'all, take care.